on. I'm joined by John Butler. We've got Manchester Worthy against Hughley, but they're not
So we've got two teams that are looking to get the victory in this match today. We're expecting a little bit of a chaotic game as both teams have different tactics so far. But Manchester just trying to slow the pace down a little bit.
Looking for that aggressive attack, you know, releasing that single ball. They're looking at the trades, and obviously they've got a couple of trades taken out to the virtue empire. So he's early on in the set. They're up. That's 2:15 half, John. Slightly different, I guess, if you've been watching a lot of international football. Yeah, some
slightly different. Format we used to. So probably the team with experience view the players left on court in this first game. Standing counter there for William. It's getting out there from Manchester. Brian Williams coming up there with a single ball throw blocked away. Ball possession over. Or no. So Manchester please. Need to get my eyes first.
Although all the throws maybe not in perfect timing, they do hit. Sometimes that delayed ball does work out, and this time it's one from Manchester who take the first set. So they'll go up 2 set points to nothing. If you win a set, 2 set points. If at the end of the 3-minute set both teams are equal, you'll both take a set point each. Despite what the squad is, you can see that the same sort of play style, very drilled, they like to play the slow dodgeball, and when it needs to be aggressive, they can be very aggressive. We know what their men's first team are like. We've seen them time and time again in sort of tier league, British championships.
Coming off worse, 2 players switched out to score. Well, with the team up by 1.
So Abby Davies, one of the just about there. Looks like Brian actually clipped so slow. We're saying Abby, one of those up and coming women's players. We've seen her a lot. Spoke a little about last week and that is very well known throughout across Europe. Time and time again, young players, junior to adult. Abby probably that side of things.
Yeah, Abby is definitely considered a rank of Hughley and really held hold for a number of years now. So that's a testament to the development of Abby's and initiating a good transition for Abby to play
The women's side of things. shown a lot of the younger sort of sports stars in dodgeball.
Yeah, I think Bedford have been known for developing something.
Just over 5.5 minutes played. That's some good throws. There's some really good throws there from Virtual Empire there. Are up 4-0 after this game, but Virtue up in this set.
And again there we just see a lot of again coming off Worcestershire. Why there's a player running around at the outside of the court at the same time as the team playing. That was a allowing him to release that single ball, which they've then got to hit off there. Well managed there from the Leeds.
And despite sort of the early on in the set, a lot of Virtue have actually started to look very strong in their sets. It's when they start looking they actually every time come off work. They're looking for that aggressive play style to come straight out of that. They don't really need it.
That's what Manchester is. There just needs to be a little bit more control from where and hold off that.
Yeah, okay. Sorry if I'm taking anyone's ears off bright and early.
Yeah, Stephen will block it. In the football game, it's something that you can easily do, but when you're converting that technique into football, it's 9 times out of 10 still have to. Knowing when it's better to throw, when it's better maybe to put in a fake and hold, just to make sure that your team is coming out. Sam Wrench there, just getting the single ball catch. Manchester Bees really aware at no-go zone in the middle where they just can't do anything to get out of the way of that stand counter.
Like you said, it's what Bees are doing ever so well. It's when Virtue are releasing those balls and they're up a little too high, Bees are taking advantage at every single time.
Yeah, that's player control. Just before a player releases, or just after at the moment, that release just after the throw is working really well within that post throw stand counter. It's being really effective.
maybe. And in some of the they have been.
Well, with just taking that little advantage, benefiting from seeing that style of play coming out, but again, they're just maybe thinking about how and when they're playing that tactic, whereas usually it almost looks like it's an early catch there for Brian Williams. Return the favour and away a single catch, so leading Manchester.
Not quite in the best way out of Holmes' hand. It is called a valid throw, and that's fine. And Virtue caught again from that single ball. That single ball not quite being as aggressive as they'd like, going certainly into that central zone, especially where Bees are looking happy to catch those single balls from.
Yeah, that's, again, the single ball releases are a good power, but they're just going into the core of the Manchester Bee throws at the moment. They even need to go a little bit higher and aim for those shots. Or go a little.
Be good now? Super. So we just switched the mics over, so hopefully you can hear us a little bit clearer.
And a 1-for-1 trade yet again. Virtue looking for that this time, although they are already down in that set, so they're 3 players down now, John.
Yeah, this is a tough position to be to. Bewdley have taken the time out, tried to change things up tactically, finding themselves still 3 players down in this 5th set.
So hopefully the microphone issues have now been sorted. A 2-ball attack from Bees, a 3rd ball attack, and they throw at different targets. Maybe not the best running counter from Virtue. You're always looking to hit that same target, making sure it's on time in that same area.
A good dodge from 2 balls and a quick running counter there. That's definitely the more dynamic movement that you're looking for.
That timeout, obviously something had to change, John. That's why Virtue called that timeout. A 1-for-1 trade this time. Bees are happy to take that 1-for-1 trade. They're up 5-2 at that point, and they take the 1-for-1 trade. A 4-for-1. And some good throwing yet again from the side of Manchester Worker Bees.
So we're heading half-time with Manchester Bees team just dominating first half. Bees just deciding to hold that ball this time instead of the quick start. They have been caught a few times off of it. And coming up with 3 and getting that single ball hit, a lot better execution than maybe just rushing it slightly at the start. I don't know, James.
So there won't be a full 3-minute set because obviously the timer of the half was under 3 minutes.
So again, single ball releases. Bewdley again coming out 2 players down compared to the one lacking that accuracy as well. Manchester up by 1 player as the seconds tick by, and a single ball hit, bit of a cross-court throw. Just catching the static players on their knees. Again, not much you can do when you're in that position.
And And Abby yet again finds herself in that similar position. She has a lot in this first half. The 1-on-4, only the single ball release, followed by the 2. These definitely could be finishing these sets a lot quicker, John. Obviously looking to get those throws all time together.
The other point is that they find themselves in this season. The set difference can be the difference between them finishing higher or lower in the. So they'll be looking to try and get as many points as they can in this match now that they're in such dominant.
There will be a final 1 minute set. There we go, that final 1 minute set. If one team isn't a clear victorious after that 1 minute set, it will be the team with the most amount of players, but Bees let the single ball go and it's picked up. Virtue, not all on the same page, John.
I think they'll be disappointed there. Again, just that throwing position from a height that they're throwing at is making it a fairly easy catch. And they're doing that with.
5-on-2 now, with only 5 seconds left to go. Abby goes for the catch, and they had to do something spectacular.
Manchester take that final 1 minute set going into half time.
for the timer slightly out, but I'm sure. Oh, he's bobbled it up. It's almost set for himself 2 or 3 times, but unfortunately, finally gets out of hand's reach and he can't quite grab it. So,
Judy now 5 players to 1 up in the first set. Just what they'll want to try and do is they'll be disappointed with that score at half time, so they'll be trying to make sure they try and get as many sets back in this second half. And if they start quick and well like this, you never know, they might find themselves up. But a great catch again, Beauty just getting 2 or 3 players out there, single ball releases. Now Beauty just 1 player up.
and I was about to curse it earlier and say we've not probably seen a 1v5, but maybe a 1v6, but to maybe curse the Rangers first team last week did bottle a 1v6. It has been done, and I'm sure throughout the season it will be done again. Oh, he's caught napping. Colm, catches his eye as Halpin tries to dodge up over the free.
Yeah, disappointing there, just switched off for that 1 second. You score their first of the game.
So as one successful dodger leaves to warm up, I'm joined by Tamas Ward.
Successful dodger.
Hey, leave John. Leave John alone.
Yeah, of course.
But you've been watching the game, so it's pretty good in terms of you've been watching it. Bees looked very promising in the first half, not dropping any sets. Finally, Virtue on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it seems that they've kind of sorted themselves out. They're looking for those easy catches and getting out of the way now and again. Oh, I said easy catches.
And they took you.
Good old commentator's curse. Yeah, sorry.
But Virtue in a couple of sets in the first half were actually up. It's when they started to look for those trades, which they were actually unsuccessful in.
God, there it is. Yeah. Really, not normally coming out on top of these trades. That's the only problem. They seem to be playing a little bit erratic, and they should be looking for control really. And that's when they're coming up and actually making hits with controlled possession. Quite often we see things like that where they're going for big plays and they're not seem to be making them. But Abby's been their best player.
She has. We were talking.
These hits on unreal. Another one. Ooh,
no, just blocking to the ground before. He's probably making sure he's not getting caught on the toes again.
Absolutely. He's a bit scared. I can see it in his eyes.
But that's the thing, we were talking a little bit about Abby, sort of that young dodgeballer that started to really start to find her way, not just in the women's side of dodgeball, but also has played for Virtue Empire for a long time now.
Yeah, no, it's good to see. She's obviously very heavily involved with the mixed league as well, so we played her a lot last year. And again, one of the better players on that squad, so, you know, great to see this kind of people coming through, especially when you're not really scared of playing with whatever team against you as well. Like, a lot of people shy away from the mixed game, but she seems to take it in her stride. She loves it. Yeah, no, it's good to see, good to watch.
But despite Virtue being down 16-2 at NASA, and there you go. Bees is playing comfortable and smart dodgeball. You know what I mean? They're playing sort of setback. What we've said about Bees is no matter sort of what team they are, you know they're going to be drilled.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing letting Virtue down. It's just they're letting Bees dictate the pace of the game, and they're forever having to reach out to try and make a big play, to try and make any kind of difference. Yeah. Shame really, because they have a lot of young talent, They can sort out their tactics a little bit. I think they'll be a much better squad. They also lost Tom Bell
to Derby Phantoms. So a good move for him. Obviously he goes to Derby Phantoms now in Super League. And sort of one of those sort of younger players. I'm not sure how old he is, but he's 16, is it?
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Someone said he was 15, but I thought he was 15 about 5 years ago.
He's been around for a
maybe
while,
he's like
but-
25 and he just looks 15 still.
Yeah, that's a great signing for Derby, to be fair. But yeah, big loss for these boys on the other side. Do you remember Jamie Hughes' brother? What's his Sam or something? He used to play for Virtue, and he's another big loss. His big arm, normally on the wing as well. But that Hughes stomp that they always do. Big fake and big stomp.
Oh, disgusting little toe shot there. Yeah, one of the better sounds in dodgeball.
Only matched by a headshot. Sorry.
Or two,
unintentional.
Or two balls colliding.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good.
YouTube video coming soon. Best sounds in dodgeball. But B's looking very comfortable in this, and we spoke about sort of definitely for these two teams. For Virtue, it might be a lot about damage management. For B's, it's a lot about that set score difference that actually might dictate their sort of positioning in the league later on.
Absolutely. When you've got these teams who are probably going to be fighting for top 5, top 6, it's all about the points really. So as much as they want to rattle through these games, they got to protect themselves, because if they end up having a closer set difference than they should probably have, it could affect the end of their season. So yeah, all about game management for them at the moment.
So Tom Bell is 16, turned 16 only a couple of months ago.
Crazy. Yeah. Looking forward to playing him later. That's when I first started playing dodgeball.
Is it? Back at Free from Raiders.
Back when it was black and white, yeah.
Question everyone still asks is, will Ed Skinner ever make a return?
I don't know.
If you've been around dodgeball, you'll know Ed Skinner, I guess.
Absolutely. Fastest throw to leather face.
Oh, yeah.
Unreal, that throw. Yeah, I think that kind of ruined his shoulder, that kind of, because he's got this javelin action. They end up just having no cartilage left in his shoulder.
So Brian Williams, I think, looks at pulling a catch there, but I think he gets hit by the other one first as well. Certainly one might not have been secure.
So no catch call. All right.
And so B's now up 20-2.
Big set difference for them.
Putting points on the board, and that's what matters. Like you said, it may not just be about the victory, but later down on the line, it's those promotion placements that you're looking for. We always talk about sort of top 2 going up, but sort of if ever we get to the stage again, where it has happened in the past couple of years, where Super League teams retire or they sort of are happy to come down, that it gives the opportunity to lower league teams.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you could potentially end up finishing 3rd or 4th in this league, but could still be offered a place in Super League. So yeah, it's all to play for, really. Reckon B's top 4, would you say?
If they play like this, I won't say that Virtue are, they're sort of a lower league team, and there's a lot of development still to be had in this team. We spoke about it in terms of how young their squad is. That certainly this year they'll be happy, I think, to finish top half. B should be looking at that higher sort of positioning. Top 4 would be great for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of competition in this league this year. You've got the likes of Leeds coming down, MK, who are playing all right these days. The Nighthawks, of course, just coming up.
Spartans 2.
Spartans 2 looking very strong.
And we've obviously seen Spartans first a lot of the time. A lot of where these teams that are high up in Super League sort of face sort of larger player bases. Their second team also gets very much filled out. You've got Beagles in the mix.
Yeah.
League One, a lot of people say sometimes is sort of a lot closer than a lot of people think in terms of the board. Sometimes Super League can be a bit of a demolishing, like that lower sort of.
You saw it last year with Super League especially. You had the top 3 teams who are pretty much clear. Well, towards the end anyway, very much clear. There was no like we came in, obviously we came third, but we could have not turned up to the last league meet and still ended up third. So, that's how close that was. Whereas it seems to be a lot closer this year, I would say. I reckon it's going to be a much more competition generally, especially with like Storm beating Spartans last week and stuff like that. So it should be interesting for Super League. But yeah, League One seems to be there's a lot of teams you can beat, and there's a lot of sort of upsets that can happen like, quickly. Hopefully Beauty can get something good, really. Not against our boys, obviously.
Yeah. And Sanderson, obviously, has he headed to the outbox just a second ago. He's been making those single ball catches this time. Not quite finds secure in the catch, and Bees find themselves a 4-on-1. A lazy single ball defensive throw. Thomas.
It is, yeah. He's waiting for the balls to come out. I think he's backing his catch here. Yeah, there you go. Drop the balls.
Not back in the day where you used to be able to roll the ball back in 3-ball.
Yeah, what a ridiculous rule that used to be. And that normal. Yeah, much better these days, I'd say.
I think it's a topic that comes up all the time. When you look back at 3-ball, we were scared of transitioning to 5-ball. When 5-ball came out, everyone was like, this is ridiculous. We now look back at 3-ball and go like, why did we play that?
Yeah, it's a crazy thing. And like running off the court to go get the balls and all that kind of stuff.
Before the rule came off, you had to be behind a certain line, you could run off at the half.
Yeah, exactly. And you could tactically, you know, if someone's about to throw at you,
scummy, yeah.
You could go, oh, I just need to go get this ball that's over there, right? Okay. Yeah, no, much better these days. And
it was the old Nigel Page win tactic, wasn't it? Kick the ball off accidentally and put your hand up. So as long as the ref agreed that, or he'd seen your hand.
Exactly.
Go,
as long as your hand's up, you can do whatever you like, basically. Yeah, a bit different these days. Yeah, see, this is what Beauty needs to do a little bit more. They need to wait for these balls, get possession, make a call, make some hits. There seems to be a lot of worrying about what happens after.
And Bees, before you came along, we were talking about how Bees are sort of punishing that sort of, when Virtue release that single ball and they're not getting back quick enough, they're releasing that single ball, and that's where they're getting the trade. It's that just behind the neutral zone, that danger zone in terms of on your track back, not sort of in that catching position.
Yeah, well that's the only problem with not making a hit from that single ball is it immediately takes you on the back foot. Because they've got free reign to return at you, and it's going to be a best case 1-for-1, and that's not a situation you want to be in.
This time around, Rowinski pulls the single ball catch.
Been taking a few today, to be fair.
Yeah, a lot of Bees have to be. Yeah, they've been on their kick. They are. Yeah. And there was a bit of a changing room talks earlier about sort of, although Bees seconds are Worker Bees are a very good side, the difference in their first team and second team is a very large gap in
throwing wise, yeah, definitely. I think they're both sort of very catching prominent teams. Second team definitely still have that, but just lack a little bit of the throwing power as you see on in the first team. Good accuracy there.
And ball retriever, he falls over the line. Always a harsh one because he's sort of stumbled over his own feet. So
exactly. Yeah, it's a bit of a harsh one, but there's a reason it's there, it's for safety and all that. Yeah. there's attempts of it.
And a lot of the continental dodgers, they call that a pancake.
Is that what it is?
They call it a pancake. Yeah. Lie as flat down to the ground as possible.
That's about as useful.
Because from there, where is your next move? It's so hard to move from that position.
It is definitely very difficult. I think you've got to do your best to isolate at least one ball. So big movements to be able to and then set. So big movements and set. And then hopefully you've only got the one ball who's tracked you, and then that could be a catch or a dodge out of the way of it. So yeah, when it's 5 balls against 1, it's going to be tough work, but there are ways you can do it. Oh, another catch from these.
Yeah, Sanderson, we spoke about last set, he's been doing it all game. He's been taking those single ball catches, he tracks back, positions himself ever so well.
again, Bees in a commanding position here. Well dodged from Abby. That low slinging action. Very sneaky throws. Catches up again. Let's catch all. Oh, that's lucky. Yeah, it's well followed up from Bees there. Potential catch if she could juggle it a bit. But didn't get the chance because there's a follow-up hit from Bees, so yeah, well played.
And that is full time in this game. Bees take a comfortable victory, 26-2 the scoreline. Plenty more dodgeball to be had in this day. This is only Men's League One. We've got Women's Super League and Men's Super League and Women's Super League to come throughout the day.
Men's first.
Men's first.
Men's is later on.
Women's
Yeah,
first.
women's first and then men's.
And if you haven't already subscribed to British Dodgeball, what are you doing?
Yeah, come on now.
Exactly.
Top quality commentating.
This court we have Thunderdodge versus Beagles, and I'll be joined by Zoe Wells. Goodbye. Thank you, Tamas. Bedford Eagles. John Rutland joins the starting lineup back from injury. Thunderdodge with a slightly different kit this time around. They've got no kit, so black tops. And Wharton cannot dodge the attack from Thunderdodge this time around. Both teams even with 5. And the single ball from Josiah and the catch as well. But Rutland is hit out in that same volley of play. Ball pops up as Josiah heads high but cannot find his target this time around. A 4-on-1 now. Eagles up early in this set. And they get the hit this time around. Bedford Eagles go up in this game, 2 set points to nothing. As the ball pops up on the deflection, that ball is still live and it gets its hit. But Josiah does not make the catch. He'll be disappointed in himself for that. That single ball catch he's looking for right at his chest. The ball that he catches time and time again, this time cannot catch. And Thunderdodge reply with the same play. A single ball into the chest, not quite finding the catch. Bedford Eagles up 5 players for 2 in this game into the second set where they've already taken those first 2 set points. And a good precise throw. Maybe not the perfect timing from Bedford Eagles, but they do get the hit, and that is all that matters in this game. Bedford Eagles up 4 set points to nothing in this game. They get the quick flick back, but no one is quite there to receive it straight off the start, so there'll be no quick start for Bedford Eagles. It's that single ball that both teams contest for. The 2 on your left are the ones that are non-contested ball in this 5-ball cloth layout. So Bedford Eagles up this time yet again in the 3rd set in this game. 2 15-minute halves. And there you go, Bedford Eagles finish that set by not losing a player, so they go up in this game comfortably, 6 set points to nothing. Thunderdodge not looking their normal selves, a slightly different player base than what we've seen time and time again. Oh, and that's close to a catch. The single ball released by Beagles, and this time take the advantage of Thunderdodge not quite looking forward. They're looking for the balls that are around them instead of looking forward. And the sliding dodge from Wilkins this time around. Only the single ball, but the delay from Wilkins finds the toes. Wilkins and Josiah on that same page. It's the delayed ball that they've tracked. And although this game might be early on, Thunderdodge are getting a little beating. It's what we spoke about in the previous game. Bedford Eagles, one of those teams looking for the promotion. Whether they take it or not is a different story. But they'll be looking for those high placements. Especially with the set difference that they could be scoring in this game. So both teams even in this game. But obviously, Bedford Eagles are that 8-set point up. They've finally made a couple of substitutions. Bailey has now been subbed on. The play two is called by centre ref. A running counter will look, but they look at different targets. Thunderdodge not quite talking on that running counter. But no catch called as Wharton is clipped before he secures that. And Bedford Mighty Eagles are covering each other ever so well. This time, they do take a catch and out though. And they clip Bailey on his track back. He tries to go low to look for the catch, but he's too slow on getting down. And a single ball block by John Rutland. Eagles looking to slow the play down a little now. Just throwing single balls now. As two balls collide in the air, the single ball looks for Wilkins, but Wilkins with the easy slide step dodge. A block this time around. Well, Thunderdodge look at taking, and they get the block. They could hit the running counter. And as one line referee thinks that Thunderdodge might have been hit out in that, all the others disagree on the decision. It's sometimes that unanimous decision that they're looking for, or at least a majority decision that they're looking for. But Thunderdodge do take their first set point. A draw from that set gives both teams a set point. And a single ball release takes out Wharton. Time the single ball catch from the side of Bedford. Mighty Eagles does draw up this set. And just a whole call from the side of Bailey. Normally where that call comes in from that left side, not many teams do call from the right. And Josiah yet again taking advantage of Thunderdodge not quite looking forward when you're tracking the balls. That's what the ball retrievers are for. John Rutland sits back and he takes the single catch. That's what he does so well. And after the last set being a draw, Bedford Eagles return the very clean set. They end up taking those two set points, so 11-1 left. 11-1 the score, not long left, about 1 minute 50 left on the clock, ready in this first half. Thunderdodge get that single ball from the middle, but clean pass back. Not this time around. And a slight blip in the camera there as it is fixed. But both teams even, as Thunderdodge are looking to still take their first two set points from a win. In this game so far, they've only taken that one set point, and that was from the 3-minute timer dying out. And Bedford Eagles sit back, they play the timeout, they look for the 4 balls, and they've been given that. Hit after the whistle, 4-3. So a hit after the whistle does give Bedford Eagles those last 2 set points in the first half. So the score going into the half, 13-1. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe. Players here are big shout out to Frank Howarth, has actually broken his ankle, so swift recovery. But we get back underway in this second half. The scoreline as we commence the second half, 13-1 to Bedford Eagles. It's those set points they're looking for. And for Thunderdodge, it's a lot about damage management. From what I hear, some of these lads for Thunderdodge, their first time playing. And certainly don't look out of character or out of position. Playing very good dodgeball throughout. Maybe some small tactics that they're missing. And so in the second half, we finally do have a replacement for Zoe Wells as she heads off to be as fantastic as she is. I'm joined by Mr. Warble. How are we doing?
I'm not too bad, yeah. Having a pretty good day. Yeah. Nice first game.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Hey,
not the greatest game for us, but it was a good game.
It was a good game, yeah.
We had a very good second half. Our first half, I don't think was as...
No.
But your first half was dominant.
Yeah, we had a good first half, you had a good second half, so I think a draw was pretty accurate.
Yeah. And although that wasn't streamed on British Dodgeball, if you head to... I'm gonna sneak a little link in, but if you head to the Bedford Rangers Dodgeball page, you can find all games there as well, because we are recording all of our games this season. In addition to some commentary from myself. So I might have some guest commentators throughout the season. I might try I should try and get people on. But anyway, Beagles obviously playing a very good game of dodgeball so far. I don't know what you've been watching, but we know what Bedford Eagles do time and time again. It's those sort of names that we see sort of throughout British dodgeball time and time again. John Rutland back from injury.
But they do have a couple of, I guess, newer people this season as well, which are... well, we've got Marcus, who, speak of the devil, just made an implied nice
And he's come from university?
Yeah, so he actually started University of Nottingham with myself, and then went straight to Wales, completely bypassed National League. This is actually his first National League game, ever.
So he played in Wales?
So, he played for, all he did was play for University. Yeah, and then he came to One Wales training, and got put on as a reserve for Euros and ended up playing in the final match against France, which we won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so bit of a weird
one.
Yeah.
Not maybe the line that a lot of players follow.
No, but yeah, it's nice to see him playing well. It's
Yeah?
quite still a young
So
player.
he lives in Bedford, or
No, I think he's from Northampton originally, and lives there, and then commutes to Bedford.
okay, interesting.
Yeah, you're looking to try and
We've got too many this year. We have got a lot of players this year, and that's been, I think, our problem in the second. I think a lot of second teams sort of find that problem, that it's consistency throughout their teams that they struggle for.
Yeah.
Sort of when you have a first team that is in Super League, a lot of your players that are consistent will often be called up into sort of that thing.
Yeah, we actually had that problem last week. With, Sam Copping has been moved up to the first from our second, who was in our seconds for, I think, the entirety of last year, and Mobson as well, who's usually our captain, got moved up as well last week. So trying to get that new sort of leader in as well can sometimes hurt teams. But especially, I think, how many guys did you bring today? Was there about 10?
No, we've got 9 today.
9.
But obviously we have players that Nathan isn't playing for us. Kieran might come back from injury.
Yeah.
I think we have like 14 possibles that we could have in the second. It's a bit crazy, really, but hey, I think you sort of, as clubs grow and grow, you'll always find that. We were talking about Thunderdodge a little. We see a lot of new faces today. Frank Howarth broke his ankle.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that is really unfortunate.
It's that, or he's pulling an excuse and he doesn't want to play. I know Frank too well. That's the problem.
Didn't want to play a very dominant-looking Beagles, I guess. Yeah, I recognise a couple of them who play for Berkshire, actually.
Yeah, some of them play Southwest Dodgeball.
Yeah. So it's nice to see them get some National League experience as well.
And I think that's what all players have to sort of head towards. It's always sort of that we can all dream of international dodgeball. Some of us don't have that gene, but it's as high as possible. Sometimes you sort of have those sort of grassroots. You have your sort of friendly sort of neighbourhood, I guess, dodgeball sort of recreational leagues. Then you start heading into nationals. It's what players look for Super League. And then you're looking into international as well.
So I think it's very nice with other sort of regional leagues as well around, which can definitely be that training zone that people need for National League.
I think British Dodgeball have, or a lot of teams within British Dodgeball have sort of set up sort of how they want to be, and that community is definitely growing each year as people move to different places and start setting up new clubs. It's, I think, why a lot of the home nation leagues are very dominant in world dodgeball.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think we're the biggest sort of nations in Europe, aren't we? But and it's just, there's so much depth for the home nations to pick from. That it's a great problem to have, really. There's just too many players to pick from.
Yeah. But Eagles looking very, very dominant in this game. 17-1, it's the set difference that a lot of teams are looking for. Bedford Eagles obviously looking to put more on the board. Thunderdodge looking for a bit of damage management.
Yeah, Thunderdodge are always on that sort of precipice of going down or coming back from League One. So I feel like they just want to sort of cement themselves as a good League One squad. Just to get that consistency, get that same roster of players just working together. Because we hate to see teams get relegated, but that's just how dodgeball is, isn't it?
I think that's what we're talking a little bit in terms of, you can obviously get relegated, but if no team then either wants to come up or another team sort of holds, that you can all retain in the league. And also if you get promoted, you can also sort of refuse it. It sounds quite weird, and why are you refusing when you earn that right? But when you look at maybe getting promoted into Super League, that jump from League One to Super League, you could head into Super League being promoted as a very dominant League One side, but actually get demolished into.
Oh yeah, and it's that thing of would you rather move up, get demolished week in, week out, not learning anything, or if you stay in League One, be that sort of top half team, getting this good competition, because I think League One this year is so strong. There's so many good teams in this league, and there's just I think we've shown really much that anyone can beat anyone, and
I think that's what we spoke about. I was talking with John earlier, you and Tamas, that in Super League last year it was really Leeds or Spartans, Rangers, top three, and fourth was a country mile away.
Oh yeah, you had like
Beast,
Storm, and
they were all very close, but they were miles off top three. Points wise, you look at League One, especially this year, you've got newly relegated Spartans. And obviously that Spartan squad is sort of an overflow and a big pool of talent from the Spartans. And if you're after the score on the other court, although it might not be on the live stream, both teams I believe are recording it, and you can find it on their sort of on their YouTube pages. MK Cyclones are currently drawing with Spartans too.
Yeah, that's
and it's that thing that we spoke about. Every team can beat every team.
Oh, just as we said that, there was a nasty double hit coming through onto MK.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, MK have lost a couple of players this year as well, so it's nice to see them bounce back. Because I know some people maybe thought they'd just sort of keep getting low, fizzle out. But to have that bounce back and really taking it to Spartans too, who some people were considering one of, if not the favourites for League One.
Oh, and an unlucky double hit on this court. Beagles yet again playing that aggressive style of dodgeball, happy to take that 2-ball throw. The single ball release, picked up, nice and easy. Bedford Eagles ready to zip up the bag and head home.
They still think they've got another game, but
I think they've got another game, and they're still here to support their women.
Oh, obviously. Yeah, you always see Beagles throughout the day, which is nice. Yeah. And the same with Rangers as well.
Yeah, we're here we're in every category, which is, I mean, a couple of years ago it was sort of split across 2 categories.
Yeah.
Or 2 sections, I guess, as such. But we're across all 3, so long days for us because we're up at 6. Well, I'm up at 6. We don't get home till about 11:30, quarter to 12. So long days for us. Yeah. And I work in hospitality, so I didn't finish till 12.
Worse,
I didn't finish till 12 yesterday.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. After. I won't talk too much about my life, but yesterday was, I'll tell, a mental day.
Yeah, I always feel bad for teams like Norwich, Canterbury, Hartlepool.
Wolves as well, Wessex Wolves.
Wolves, yeah.
Canterbury were up at, I think last league, someone posted it was like leaving home 4:30 in the morning. Oh. I'm like, no.
I'm not going to say how long it takes me to get here in the morning.
I heard already.
6 this morning.
I was up at 6 this morning.
It took me 35 minutes and I stopped for a coffee.
Yeah, I know. It's a hard life. It's a hard life.
Not being in the Midlands.
As much as St George's is a lovely venue, once in a while it would be nice to head down south a little more.
Yeah. I think there's just a lot of clubs in the Midlands. So it's the majority are here, but then you get the outliers, and it's tough. And the Wales clubs as well, like Carmarthen, that takes them forever to get in as well.
But back into the game where Bedford Eagles are currently 19-3 up. 1 player up in this set.
Thunderdodge did have quite a nice set where they brought down just John Woodland, where they did get that 1 set point, but yeah, Beagles very much have just a bow on this and very dominant. Eagles have got Bs this afternoon.
Okay.
Which will be an interesting one because Bs got very much dominated by Nighthawks, but then came back to have. I think they won their second game.
Well, they won their first game today as well.
Did they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They played Virtue Empire, and it was like 24-2. So,
oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and we've got Virtue, so a lot of the teams that are sort of getting punished by sort of those teams that are higher up sort of have sort of, I guess, 2 hard games to start. You're always, I think with League One, like we said, being so close, you're always going to have a week where it is sort of a harder week as such.
Yeah. There's no easy weeks.
Yeah,
Where it's like, okay.
I think Rangers 1 had the worst week last week. They had Meteors and Spartans opening week. Not quite the greatest opening into Super League.
But you can only go from there.
Exactly. So.
Oh no, last week Leeds beat Leeds.
Okay.
So.
You know what the Leeds score was? Because Leeds played...
Oh, so Leeds played Nighthawks.
What was the score in that?
I think it was about 16-6 to Nighthawks. They went 4-0 up, and then Nighthawks just seemed to have woke up and very much came back from that. So yeah. We've got Nighthawks Spartans as well in a game, 2 games time, which again should be another cracker of a game. Actually, see what the we're going at 11-11 in the Spartans game. Spartans and Cyclones. Wow.
And it's always nice to see that when games aren't being streamed, you can always catch them on sort of like the YouTube pages of these clubs that are growing and growing as we go on. But
there's so much dodgeball to watch.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think I've caught up on Euros yet properly. Like there were so many games and Worlds as well. Like,
Worlds is. Well, I somewhat get the pleasure of being there.
Oh so, yeah, it must be nice.
Yeah, it must be.
No, I
mean, they were my 2 holidays. My 2 summer holidays were Euros and Worlds. So.
Yeah.
But Josiah not quite taking the catch up at centre court there. That neutral zone a lot smaller than the one we see at Worlds and Euros. Maybe next year that we might get that larger neutral zone.
Yeah, it is a bit strange when you get these international competitions where the neutral zone is a lot larger, and then you come back to National League and we do get reduced. And I think we are one of the only national leagues that play with this reduced.
Do you think that comes from like health and safety and like kids coming into the adult?
Yeah. It's a hard one, isn't it?
We're too much about health and safety in England, aren't we?
There's a lot of health and safety.
Yeah.
I know a lot of.
But we have been told to try all the larger neutrals.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I think in National League, I think it would work. Maybe for some of the Opens or the regional leagues, stick to the smaller neutral zone. That might make sense. But it's just trying to weigh up the.
That would help, wouldn't it? So Leeds take the first set. 3 players to 2. Couple of technical difficulties here in the first set. You've missed the greatest commentary ever of a set, and unfortunately now it's all downhill from here. So Leeds getting that early single ball hit. So Nottingham coming up with 2 balls, releasing a lot of single balls early on in the first set, and they choose to do the same. The cover from the middle player just moving across the court to protect the player that have released the ball there. And Leeds return with a single ball attack, not making any hits. Oh, and a catch, but then a hit. Or was it not secure? No, the ball wasn't secure, so the referee is called out there. And Ryan Wolf has also taken the ball after the counter. Leeds now coming up with 3 balls and choosing the single ball release in the middle. And Ben Newton has just done the standing post throw, catching the Leeds player off balance and getting a hit. This time the cover from Ted Dumbrell. Goshawk has made sure that Ben couldn't get the second standing counter off court. And Leeds now find themselves 2 players down as we head towards the end of this second set. A good single ball release there, just going through the legs of the Nottinghamshire player. A fast double running counter, both going for different targets, and a great catch from Teddy in the middle there. Nottingham now in complete control of this second set. Now collected all 5 balls. They've gone early with the 4. And a hit made there. The first points of the game for Nottinghamshires, bringing the score to 2-2 in this first half. And the middle ball won by Nottinghamshire as they start this third set. Single ball release from the player in the middle. Not hitting the target, they'll be disappointed with that. And Sam Warble has just been hit there. Looks disappointed with himself. He was a bit flat-footed, not really expecting that ball coming towards him. And Leeds a little bit loose there with their ball possession, with 2 single ball releases now giving Nottinghamshire 4 balls, which they've been as effective as any team with 4 balls so far in this half. And a 2 for 1 there for Leeds. 2 standing counters, taking a couple of Nottinghamshire's players out. And Leeds find themselves 5-3 up in this third set. Couple of pump fakes there, trying to stop the play ball being called by the referee. And a catch made off of the hit. Because the ball popped off the player in the middle and was caught on court by another player, that counts as a catch and the thrower is out. And a block made and a running counter from Walker on the left wing, bringing that set to a close, and Leeds take a 4-2 lead. this season, all the teams are starting on court with a slight tweak to the rules. And Nottingham just win the middle ball after it was fumbled between the two players running for the middle ball. And they now come up and attack with 3. And a single ball hit from the left wing and a block from Sam Wall in the middle there. Looks like it's just clipped his thumb, but he's fine to carry on. And again, good cover there from Nottingham, just forcing Leeds not to be able to release that ball in retaliation. And a hit there on Sam in the middle. And Leeds draw level with 5 players each left on court. Single ball from Ryan Wolf on the right wing for Leeds there, not connecting with the intended target. But the single standing counter, this time from Wolf, making a hit in the middle. And Leeds find themselves level now with Nottingham Sheriffs as they collect 4 balls for this attack. Play ball has been called by the referee, meaning they've got to release 3 out of the 4 of those balls, but they choose to release all 4. But balls have, 1 ball has bounced back, meaning that Nottingham somehow keep hold of 1 ball in possession, as Leeds now look to attack with 4 balls with a double throw. The referee has called a catch and then a hit. I think that's a fair call there from the referee, where those balls looked like they connected at a very similar time. And a good hit there from Leeds, taking Ben Newton out the game. A tight 4 set in this first half, both teams taking trades. And Ryan Wolf again looking for that single cross-court standing counter. But this time Nottingham are a little bit more aware of it. And a little bit of a sporadic team throw there, with lots of single balls being thrown at the middle player of Leeds. Again, a block there. Both teams looking like they don't really want to make a mistake in this 4th set and cost their team the points, as Sheriffs now come up with 2 balls. Don't get the hit, and that set finishes 3 players on each side, meaning 1 point each after the 4th set. So the score so far is 5-3 to Leeds. And Leeds win the middle ball for the first time and come out with a quick double ball attack and get that player advantage. And a solid catch in the middle there. Referee has pause time just to make sure they get the correct decision here. I think there was a little bit of a confusion whether a player was hit before or after the catch.
Thank you again for helping, I do appreciate it. What time are your games? Oh, you're in the evening, aren't you? Yeah. I need to go get some.
So the catch was made after the hit, so Ryan Wolf stays in the outbox. Nottingham now with 4 balls as they come up the court. Release 3 and don't get a hit, and a quick running counter in response gives Leeds a 1-player advantage. And a 2-ball release there from Leeds, rarely seen in this first half, but well played getting the hit on the man they wanted out. And another 2-ball release from Nottingham Sheriffs, getting One Leeds player out. Now just 2 players down in this set. Leeds coming up with 3 balls. With the 2-player advantage, sensibly just releasing 1 ball. Not much cover. And then we get 2 single ball hits. And that is the set for Leeds. Just a slight pause in the time here. I think the Sheriff's player might have slipped on the court. He looks okay. It looks like it's just actually a little bit of a twisted ankle or knee. Always disappointing when there's a bit of moisture on the floor and you just slip. These courts here at St George's Park are great, but as soon as there's a bit of water, they become a little bit like an ice rink. And the middle ball won for the 2nd time now from Leeds. Reese, a quick single ball, but didn't get a hit. And a catch made in the middle, and they've followed up with a single ball hit. And a bit of chaos in the middle there with a lot of single ball counters trying to get an advantage, but Leeds come out on top. Leeds again finding themselves with 3 balls as they just slowly come up the court, probably looking for a more accurate throw than with Powell with that speed of the run-up. Just a single ball release in the middle, but Nottingham Sheriffs responding, giving Leeds those 3 balls again. This time a double throw from Leeds at the wing up on the right-hand side for Nottingham, but gets the block away. Leeds just mixing it up there with different types of throws to make sure they don't become repetitive. A good standing throw from Nottingham Sheriffs, trying to hit the players in the middle, but again, player just being able to dodge over the top of that ball. Leeds collect that 3rd ball, which was awkwardly placed in the middle of the court. They come up with 2 single throws at either wingers, don't get a hit. And as we head towards the whistle, both teams have 4 players left on court, meaning that set was drawn, bringing the score 8-4 to Leeds. And that whistle also means it's half-time, with a fairly close game so far, and Leeds just edging it there. Their single ball throws and their double ball throws are a little bit more accurate and taking their chances when they can. We'll take a half-time break where the teams will be looking to change it up. And we're nearly ready for the second half. Leeds now nearest the camera. Nottinghamshire 2's furthest away in their green and gold kit. And Leeds seems to be now winning this middle ball a little bit more as they've moved through this match so far, allowing them to attack first in this first half. Nottingham looking for that single ball hit. And Ryan Wolf looks to retaliate, but gets caught on the counter, seeing himself out early in the second half. Coach just drops to his knees there, the fake, and then a release. Him out of the... And Nottingham taking a two-player advantage in this first set of the second half. Leeds looking to get a standing counter there from the back of the court, but looks missing its target. And a hold call made by the outbox there for Leeds, but the players chose to go against it. And Nottingham pick up the catch, giving themselves now a three-player advantage. A little bit of an erratic couple of single throws there from Leeds. Just trying to force a couple of hits, but a good standing counter on the middle player. Block just made on the right wing, meaning that all three players for Leeds stay in this set. And a good team throw there. Now just one player in it. Leeds just have kind of started throwing better as a team, and a single ball hit there from Milburn in the middle brings Leeds back. After a couple of erratic throws now, they've slowed the pace right down and really brought some control back into this set. Ben Newton just looking for the single ball hit on the winger, just missing its target, giving Leeds free balls as they come up again. And the player's been hit out in the middle, we think, but the referees have just called time, calling it a draw. So that is 9-5 to Leeds, with still that 2-win advantage. The referees and coach just having a quick discussion of how much time is left. And Leeds win the middle ball cleanly with a quick single ball throw, but the Nottingham player is claiming he's blocked it, but the referee has called it out. Good start from Leeds. And 2 hits there against Nottingham, giving Leeds a three-player advantage early on as they look for the third ball to be thrown in, which has just gone off court. And they now come up with 3 and a little bit more of an aggressive speed, releasing the middle ball from Coates in the middle, giving him the protection from the 2 wingers after he had released, but Nottingham chose not to respond in any way and collect the 3 balls. And a standing counter and catch, but then Ryan Wolfer's hit out on the wing, but Leeds still have a 4-player advantage. They look to close the set out in a fairly quick time. Single ball release there from the left wing from Walker. And another single ball release, just running the clock down, maybe not wanting to win this set too quickly, collecting the 3 balls, just walking up the court. Single ball release from Walker again, this time, 3rd time lucky gets the hit. Leeds now with a 3-set advantage, with the score being 11-5 to them. Nottingham have asked a couple of questions in this second half so far, but Leeds seem to have the answers. And quickly in this set, Nottingham find themselves 2 players down already. Maybe just trying to force it, as there's a little fan running towards the court with his dodgeball stuck in the net, and Mum isn't letting him get that dodgeball. And Nottingham just dodging those single balls released from, or Leeds are dodging those singles balls released from Nottingham, and they collect the 4 balls. And a 3-ball attack, but a great dodge there on the wing. Really acrobatic, slight delays on the different throws as well, and done well to move the body out of the way. Nottingham now come up with 4 balls after that attack and get 1 hit, but Leeds also get a hit from the standing counter at the back of the court, meaning they still keep their 2-player advantage. And a single ball release. And another single ball here. Nottingham might want to try and change it up tactically as they look to try and get back into this half. Set difference is going to make a huge difference this year in this League One league. They might not take any points, but if they can claw some sets back as we look to close out this second half, it could really do them a favour as we head towards the final weeks of the league. Leeds still with the 2 players up, moving the balls out wide. And there we see a double ball attack, but not making any hits from Nottingham. That switch made up tactically, and you'll be pleased to know the ball has been retrieved to the little one down watching the court. And a good team throw there from Leeds, just being a bit more clinical, making sure they get the hit as they look to close out this set. And a quick counter, just forcing the Nottingham player from the back of the court. And this time, Dumbrell Goshawk gets the hit, and Leeds had started to take a convincing lead, 13-5 up in this second half. And a timeout has been called by the Nottingham coach as they take 1 minute to try and just maybe switch it up tactically, as we spoke about earlier. Set difference could make a huge impact as we go towards the final legs of the season. Leeds are in complete domination so far. And they'll be happy with how their team performed today against Nottingham. And the 1 minute time out is up. Let's see if Nottingham changed anything tactically. Single ball release from both teams, but this time Leeds single ball results in a catch. And Nottingham come up with 4 balls. The quick left call there, gets the hit. And a double ball release, gets the single ball, 2 outs there. Nick Ball finds himself out after trying to get the hit on Nottingham. Leeds now, 3 players down, but plenty of time left in this set. And they get the first hit, or maybe even a line fault there with the catch not being secure. Now just 2 players down. Garland and Goshalt Dumbrell are looking to come slowly up the court, release both balls, and get the bounce back to now leave themselves with just 2 balls for a defensive counter after the Nottingham attack. They've gone with 2 balls, opening themselves up for the double running counter, which they successfully get. Sam Warble out on the left wing, now just 1 player down. Really smart play here by Leeds. Again, they've gone for the 2 ball release, Nottingham, but this time Newton gets the block away from just the single ball running counter, leaving now Leeds with having to attack with the 3 balls. A sensible single again from Goshalt Dumbrell. Will Nottingham release 2 for 1 here? Sensible decision going with the single ball release. Just gives them that bit more cover as Leeds look to come up and take the hit. And we see another single ball release from Leeds. Tentatively trying to get that hit, but really trying to force retention. And play ball has been called, so Goshalt Dumbrell attempts the catch but drops it with just a few seconds left in this court, in this set. Leeds were looking for the catch that would have switched it, but with that risk comes, but there's a catch for 2 catches followed by Nottingham. And just a second before that set was up, Nottingham get the key catch, meaning they win that set with 3 players on court to the 1. The score now, as we head towards the end of the match, is 13-7. Leeds have done so well to manage the balls in that court, giving themselves the opportunity to stay in that set, but just towards the end of it, trying just maybe to force it a little bit too much and gave Nottingham that advantage. Leeds again winning the middle ball, and a quick single from the left-hand side of the court. A single ball attack there just floats over the heads of Leeds, giving them 3 balls as they look to attack. And a good post throw there from the winger. And Ryan Wolf with the cheeky single, just bouncing before the player in the middle. Nottingham have 1 player advantage. Good dodge there from Goshalt Dumbrell. Leeds come up with 3. Single ball from the middle. Doesn't connect with any Nottingham player. And as they look to respond with a 3 ball attack. The single ball release, a catchable height there for Ryan Wolf, but it just dribbles out of his hands. He'll be disappointed with that one. And a couple of exchanges there. Coates from the right-hand wing looking to hit the player on Nottingham's side as they track back but don't get the connection. Much used single ball left-hand side from Leeds. Again, just looking to run the clock down, and there's a catch from Walker in the middle. Brings Millwall back on court. Meaning Leeds now take a 5-4 lead in this set. Ball retriever just collecting that fourth ball for Nottingham, giving them plenty to attack with lots of different options here. And they've gone for a quick left call, just releasing 2 balls before the referee had time to call the play ball. They've managed to get a ball back as well, meaning they've got 3 balls to attack in this next set of throws. And a good aggressive single or double throw there from Leeds, getting a single out from Leeds. Taking that 1 player advantage. Leeds collect the 3rd ball again. They look to get a player out, but a catch is given away. Ball gets the counter. Michael Coates gets hit as well. He was looking for the catch there in the central zone, but again just drops it. Nottingham now with a comfortable player advantage as the referee blows the whistle. And it looks like we're heading for a 1-minute set to close out this game. Leeds have a 13-9 lead and will want to win this final set to give them that better points difference for the win. And that ball was called a hit on Coates in the middle there. Very close call there from the referee. But both players find themselves with 5 after that couple of singles, and both teams trying to force it a little bit. Couple of hits on both sides with 4 players left on court as the seconds slip away in this set. And a hit on both sides as well, free with a catch made, so Nottingham find themselves 4 players to 3 up. Good team throw from Nottingham there, but Ryan Wolf getting the block away. Goes to one of his trademark quick running counters, but doesn't get the hit. Leeds going for whatever they can do to try and get the final win, but the score finishes 3-3. They get a draw in that final set. Final score being Leeds 14, Nottingham Sheriffs 2-10.
to be muted.
No, we should all be fine. Once you start it, I'll show you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the last game of Men's League One. I'm joined by the lovely Sam Richards.
Good afternoon.
Who's also supporting a lovely moustache.
Yeah.
I've got like handlebars going on. Obviously, you can't see that. We'll talk a bit more about dodgeball, but November at the moment is probably a good cause. I've got handlebars going on, but that's not quite. It's not quite connecting.
Yeah, I was as you shave, you go through different styles. You go with the goatee, and then you cut it down to a handlebar, and then you go, okay, both of these are not good. I'm just gonna I did look at the mirror and that, and then think, I'll leave that for another day.
Both of these teams supporting very strong squads. Obviously, Nighthawks climbed the ranks after being, I guess, a fairly new team in terms of the British system. Spartans been around a little longer, but this second team sort of has. It's sort of an overflow of the first team. Spartans obviously sort of in the top calibre of Men's Super League. It's sort of what we were talking about earlier in terms of that overflow. It's a very good overflow.
Yeah, 100%. I think if you put the second teams all together in the league, I like to think that Spartans 2's come out on top there. We always say that any one of these boys could make it into the first team, League B, of that calibre. Good shot. Make it even from Wilkie on the left.
And Henry Skinner obviously joining Norwich Nighthawks from Lutterworth Meteors. That's a move in his life. He's moved, hasn't he? And that's why.
Yeah, my understanding is correct. I think he lives around Suffolk, Norfolk area. So it makes sense to make that switch.
Man's just hanging around that neutral zone a little too much. That smaller neutral zone that we see different from European and World events. But sort of Nighthawks have punished that if you're not tracking back quick enough, they're making sure that that single ball is going to punish you in that area.
And Henry Skinner definitely making himself known on court in this first set so far. Need to get a handle on, I think.
And Spartans finally up in this first set. 2 15-minute halves, 1 30-minute game, comprised of 3-minute sets. Ball pops up. Good awareness there. That's what you're always looking for.
Must have been a block from Rich, because looked like he threw after that, so he obviously wouldn't have been able to throw after getting hit. But Sam Mason happy that it was a block up, not a hit up. Otherwise, Rich has played a bit of foam right there. Good finish, good finish.
Very good finish, and although Spartans were down to start that set, definitely a strong recovery in the first set. So in that first set, they'll be taking the first 2 set points.
That'd be good for their confidence coming off that draw with MK. Probably expecting to be a bit better in that game. Getting the first set under their belts, I think, will be quite good for their confidence.
But Elliot Webb, also a new transfer this season for Spartans, coming from the Milton Keynes Cyclones team. A couple of hits out puts Spartans down 1 player yet again. They were down in the first set, they brought it back. Can they do the same again?
Well, Matt Mans with a catch. Great catch on the backtrack from Skinner there.
Three balls not in perfect timing, and a good dodge from Norwich Nighthawks there.
Right thing to do there from Keys. Put a little bit of press on, take the attention away from the rest of your team, but unfortunately, ball finding him.
Now, might be a bit of a fact here, the second team with the most international players?
In terms of?
All in terms of men's teams, Spartans.
Spartans, what, across,
Well, they've got
across
two.
the board?
Yeah. They've got Matt Mans.
Yeah.
And
Keys, Josh Keys. Bruce Carr's in the Welsh squad.
Yeah.
Got boys that have trained or trialled for Scotland. I think Dan Doherty, he was in the photo the other day. Scotland trials.
That's it. But I think that's certainly more than a lot of other second teams have in there.
A lot of experience coming from that international stage. Put that in with people that have played for years at uni. Alex Such, although maybe not an international player, he's played throughout a uni degree and a master's, etc. He's not. That is not the right idea.
Probably not the right idea to throw a single, probably at that standing target. He's at the back of the court. That's what, definitely in terms of Nighthawks, they're always looking for those single ball catches.
Yeah, the boys in the middle for Nighthawks are very good catchers. If you put in that safe single in, I think that from Elliot, I'm going to guess that was potentially aiming at a safe single there.
Yeah.
It's a bit unsafe. It's looking a bit slow here. I think they want to slow the game down, but it's not. Still got to be aware. I think you can't pitch off. Good control by Sam. One.
It's calling that it hit his hand, but I think it hit his arm on the way through.
Yeah.
From my point of view.
Yeah, adamant he hit his hand, but I think if a couple of refs are seeing that it's probably just hit just above his hand.
Yeah.
I think early on in the game like that, ref wants to be making them decisions to call out them types of plays, because then people don't feel like they can get away with it.
I guess probably one of the British referees with a lot of international experience. Wilkie hit out on the single there, so
that's managing his side of the court ball.
And when you do go past that line, it is obviously that ball retrieval fault. The other team can then ask for how many balls. It's normally 5, right? You don't see a different.
Very rare circumstances in which you'll see someone take anything other than 5.
Yeah.
I think even if the players are on their own, depends. I think, but even nowadays you see people back them up a bit more, still take 5, especially if they're down and want to waste time. 3 balls and 4.
Elliot Webb with the acrobatic style dodge, this time hit out by that very good 2-ball attack from Norwich Nighthawks.
Something Nighthawks have been good at so far, I think, in these first 2 sets and third set so far. Their singles and their 2-balls are finding the targets, pass blocks, and in the middle. So I think better in that respect so far.
I think it's a problem that obviously before Nighthawks there was Vikings. And I thought the problem that Vikings had was that they didn't train much together.
Yeah.
And they weren't always on the same page in terms of play and style. You can see Nighthawks straight away. You can tell they train together. They're on that same page. They're coming up together. They're making sure that they are aware what their other team are doing.
Yeah, it's more of a game plan and a game style which is set to. And when you add in people in like Henry Skinner and you have the benefit of them training, it just makes it even better. As you see there, he puts in a bit of...
Oh wow. Oh wow.
A bit too much there, I think, maybe, but great stuff from Such there to take the catch. Gets hit up that second ball.
And Wilkie just shouting to Jaff on the sideline, just making sure he wants that ball higher up. Yeah,
he wants that ball with the receiver, but higher up. I think he's well in his right there to shout.
And now it'll be Nighthawks finally on the majority.
Looking for something. He makes us the catch. Oh,
I think it bounced first. Yeah, it bounced first.
From this angle behind, not a great angle.
Yeah. I think as he comes into it, it looks like he just tucks into him. Like.
Wanted that a bit more. What's he doing here?
Finally, a blue card comes, so a penalty set for Boogie. Maybe a bit too mouthy, I think. Yeah.
Something you don't expect from Wilkie there. Something he usually stays.
He's normally quite a calm, collected. Yeah.
No, he's not. He's not. And, he
no, it might be a time pause. That's fine. 5 minutes and 3 left on the clock, so there'll be 7 seconds added just on top of what it is. But the score 3-3.
Yeah.
So is Wilkie normally a bit hot-headed?
Sometimes he can be, but he's definitely not as hot-headed as he used to be. But unfortunately, I didn't see much there of what actually happened, so I can't really speak.
We don't have referee mic, sort of.
It would be good maybe for the future.
Well, it's something we spoke about. It's something the live stream team have spoke about.
Yeah, it would be good.
We had it obviously at Worlds. Obviously, we don't. The budget at Worlds might have been a bit more generous.
But I don't think Spartans will be too worried with that blue card. Having gone down early in other sets and won them, you got 2 quality teams like that. 1 player down.
Yeah.
Too much.
But Spartans are up that 1 player. It's that set that they'll be looking for to take the lead in this game.
Definitely want Wilkie's off.
And so just with that catch, it's that swing that Nighthawks were after. They're now that 1 player up.
He's going to stay high, something that he's done most attacks so far. Baiting out
most of his career, I think.
Most of his career, yeah. I think that's causing a bit of confusion from Rich and that man's on that right hand side from us. Great dodge.
But when you're throwing into net and maybe they're not all the perfect timing, Spartans have been gifted that 4-ball attack, so they need to punish Nighthawks for that.
Yeah, this needs to be a hit.
Oh, and that is just a deflection hit.
Honestly.
Yeah, very good, honestly.
Great catch.
Rich,
really good work.
Yeah.
Really good work from Rich there. Evade them 2.
It's always tough because when you're in that close zone, you don't. It sounds weird that you don't put your full power into that. Because that's where big injury. If you're taking someone's head off there.
Especially with kind of potentially the new rules and the new approach, that could have potentially be seen as a maybe yellow. And
yeah.
Don't want to be blue and
yellow back to that.
At the same time.
Maybe Rich Scar could have put a little dummy into that, a little fake into that.
Yeah, that's the standard approach, isn't it? You put a little fake in, make the big movement, and then nail them as they're moving. But nothing to take away from the Nighthawks player there.
Yeah.
Great catch in the mid-court.
So 1:45 left on the clock, so that's 7 seconds added to what is on your screen back home. But Nighthawks are up 5-3. Can they continue that lead into the first half, or will Spartans look at drawing that final set in this first half back?
Bit of chaos there. It's short. Things happening in the left and the right wing. Oh.
So from that 5-ball attack, they do take out 1, but that's all you need. It's that minimum 1 play you're always after from that 5-ball attack. Ball pops up. but Nighthawks do not find that rebound catch. With only about 45 seconds left on the clock.
Got a lot of time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Yeah.
And it's a lot about that time management that your better players are born from.
Yeah.
Sort of,
yeah.
you know how to manage that time.
Yeah, I think until you get to like 20 seconds left, I think that you've still got a lot more time than you think. A lot of time to go through normal attacks and take a bit of heat out of the game. Nighthawks are looking really good with their attack so far. Really good ball placement.
Single ball. Oh, and sent to the ground by Henry Skinner.
I think there might have been a block from Rab up into the other player.
There will be a final minute set.
Yeah, it might work out more beneficial for Spartans. Like if you're playing the long game, you run the risk of obviously going 9-3 down, but so
he wanted to step off court. Or?
Not necessarily. I think
okay.
there was actually a catch from the Nighthawks.
Oh, okay.
But it might work out in favour that we go in at half time 7-5. Spartans go in 1 set down.
Yeah. But if Nighthawks dominate, like they have in a couple of sets, then
9-3 and that's worse. So
it's looking dangerous.
The risk reward.
Of course it is, and there's always that high risk, high reward that sort of so many teams look for, especially when you're high up into that neutral zone. But that third ball will go into favour of Nighthawks. That means they'll be on the play ball.
Early free throw. John giving the possession away, but that's the worst attack we've probably seen so far from Nighthawks.
Yeah, definitely not on the. They only had to play 2.
Yeah, 2 balls down the middle, and then a single wayward up. If Skinner can put a bit of press on, get a 1-for-1, that's obviously beneficial here. Depending on how long.
And Spartans do get that high risk, high reward that we spoke about. 7-5.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what. 1 set down, it's nothing.
Yeah, I think maybe a bit of confusion in terms of how many players Spartans had on just from Nighthawks, but it was 6 players. So Spartans do take that final set in the first half, 7-5 into the first half. A good bit of dodgeball throughout.
Yeah, very close game, which naturally it was going to be. 2 teams that got promoted probably weren't League 2 level last year. They are.
Oh yeah,
they are. Both of them are top tier of League 1. But yeah, it's always going to be a good battle and be more of that second half, I think. Both teams probably wanting to get ahead of each other as well. Nighthawks, I think, taking a loss last league meet to Eagles, and then obviously the draw earlier with Cyclones. Spartans, both have now lost points, looking to get the upper hand on like a rival team.
I think this day full of rivalries throughout. Big one later in Men's Super League, Spartans v Meteor. An early on meet. I think a lot of the top teams have met early on. I mean, Spartans have played both. Well, Rangers played both Meteors and Spartans week 1. Spartans now at the end of this week would have played both, and Meteors then would have played both. So at the end of week 2, all top teams from last year.
And then I can't remember who else we played last week. It was Rangers or someone else.
Storm.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was.
No? Yeah. Are you going to try and forget that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't remember that game. But yeah, we were hoping for. we were hoping Bees could do a job against Rangers. 3 losses out of 4, maybe.
To be fair, it's normally in terms of Rangers, it's always either gets very close. We've got Derby and Bees today, and it's one of those. Sort
both
of days.
Could be okay.
Yeah,
both
of course.
Could be a little bit.
Yeah, disaster. The thing with Derby is they're so sort of like. It was like MK a couple of years ago, you know, when MK sort of came into that league and no one knew really how they played and what they were about. So people didn't really know what to expect. I mean, we played Rangers have played Derby time and time and time again. So sort of know how they play and sort of their play style. Anyway, plenty more dodgeball still to come.
For that Meteors game, you've got Spartans Beagles. Women's Super League.
Women's, yeah.
So, our Spartans the best team. That's the point on the catch.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. A lot of stick is to catch Spartans games.
So second half gets underway back here at St George's Park for round 2 of Men's League One. Score currently 7-5 to Norwich Nighthawks.
Expect more of the same, really.
Norwich Nighthawks obviously net behind them this time.
Yeah, makes a slight difference. At sometimes the balls could come back from the ball.
Yeah.
Getting in. But solid ball retrievers behind. No ball should
Yeah.
way back.
Fakes from the right side of Norwich Nighthawks. Ryan Borley.
Defensive play with the ball on wings. I think we did hit a lot through a block.
Yeah.
If that's
And now Nighthawks really started to, that momentum they had from the first half, they've started to refine again in that second half. Already 6-2 up in players.
as soon as they go up, they're not afraid to stay high up court, take the 1-for-1s and keep whittling down the team. Because obviously the maths works at that point. If you're
taking
up and
the
constantly
trades.
go 1-for-1, then you're going to win the set. So you see Henry Skinner stay high there, drop through his throw, take a 1-for-none. Obviously is
The dream. Alex Hutch pulled out on the hit there from that 2-ball attack from Nighthawks.
a line ball, I think, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're going to see now potentially Skinner kind of maybe take a more reserved seat, and Ryan Borley as well. They're not going to want to maybe finish this off.
Maybe wear out Elliot Webb.
Yeah. 8 of
No, we've spoke
first
about it.
half.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say about the Spartans Rangers last week, the
Oh,
1v6.
That as well.
That hurt me inside. But hey, it happened. We learned from it.
Yeah. Could we see it again? Could we see it again? No. I think he managed to get 2 there. So just before the whistle.
But nonetheless, the set goes towards Norwich Nighthawks. It was the sets that they were looking for at the end of the first half. They finally found in the second half, 9-5 up.
And then it makes this set even more important now, I think. You take a set to time.
Oh, and Alex Such, you
outrageous.
Absolute wizard.
Absolutely outrageous.
You should never be making those catches. That is absolutely foul. If I see any clip from this week, I'm sure Alex Such will be clipping that 500 times over. That'll be
straight on his Insta story later on.
Insta story, dodgeball highlights. You see it?
Nearly on ESPN.
Oh, I saw that.
They removed it.
No, they removed it. I think because of copyright.
Oh,
that's what it was.
Yeah,
because of the Yu-Gi-Oh, sound. Yeah. But it wrapped up 2.5 mil.
I think it wrapped up even more than that.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's on like 20.
No, that's the one from Dodgeball Highlights.
Oh.
The Dodgeball Highlights, the one on ESPN though, it racked up 2.4 in about half an hour.
It's crazy that you had you went on the Insta, you had a clip of Neely, and then right after you had an NBA superstar doing an interview. It's a good time for Spartans to calm down, take stock of what's going on, and hopefully push through the set and get this vital. So if you go 11-9, having taken 2 sets to time in the second half, that's 3 sets in 9 minutes. That's perfect.
Takes out Henry Skinner there. Good honesty from him.
Perfect, that's great.
Yeah, good trades, what we was talking about. It's those 1-for-1 trades. When you're up, that's what you're looking for.
I think they need to be going aggressive here. 2 balls. Be surprised if they do.
Only the single ball.
Yeah.
Maybe playing the slow game.
I don't think they can really afford to at the moment. You want to get the win, and you want to get the win on the board.
Rich Carr there, he's gone to block, but as he's gone for that block, he's looked down, so he's not really fully aware of that ball that's coming towards him. And now Spartans only 1 up. They took the 2 ball.
And a catch there from me.
Just like that extra player that they've... Yeah, it was 2 catches, I think.
It was 2 catches?
Yeah, I think they caught on the left as well from the rebound. So 1 was a catch, and then I think the one that he caught was also a rebound on the left side. So
didn't see that. Yeah, that's fair play.
Got a block from centre.
Looking for the catch there. Probably have to go a bit bolder now. With
catch and out, but perfect for Nighthawks. It's that trades that you're looking for. If you're looking for those catches that you can afford to risk.
in that position.
Single ball defensive throw.
That's a little bit of miscommunication. Doesn't matter, but a little bit of miscommunication there from thrower to ball retriever. Essentially now you'd be looking at changes for Spartans, but sticking with the same 6. Huge set that needs to be a win here. Otherwise I think game over. Great cover by 36 in for the again. Spartans 1 down. Hit through the block. Nighthawks throwing has been good. On and off ball.
But
that's been the
Spartans,
difference.
they're that 1 player down, and even, well, now they're even, but really they're going to have to start turning that pressure up now, because with only about 7 minutes left in this second half, 3 sets down, they've really got to start pumping those points into the scoreboard.
And this is the part where you start getting big or you start going home.
Yeah.
It's taking them 2-ball volleys and 3-ball volleys instead of the single balls. You need to guarantee. And
the single ball catch is happily picked up by Nighthawks.
I think the single ball catches are picked up a lot. Game. We do want to win there. That's another single catch. Do need to win a few sets in a row.
You're going to have to start making more than
And just hope that you get lucky that the ball, you throw a 2-ball volley and one bounces off someone's chest and comes back at you and you get possession again.
Oh, and that's it. You've got to, they were even in that play when they were 5-all. You should have really been looking at 2-ball attacks. You've got to start finishing the sets. So throwing single balls and they're getting caught by Norwich Nighthawks is probably not the smartest way in terms of. Skinner does not pick up that catch though.
Good single. That's the kind of singles you need. Going to be looking at racking in points up. That's the kind you want.
Wilkie is now left in with the 1v5. Nighthawks could happily play this game out. They might look at it.
Catch out the way.
That is. I'm not quite sure what they're doing on that there, because Nighthawks really should only be releasing one and a defensive one at that. Now Walsh is set out. It's now a 2v3 in that whole play. Spartans do have to ramp up with pressure, but Nighthawks are smart and finally a bit of control.
Smart dodgeball from Nighthawks at the end there. Put into that position due to a little bit of unsmart dodgeball.
Yeah.
Held their own at the end with 8 a lot.
As Josh Keys is sent around the court by fakes galore, no ball is released from Nighthawks.
I think unfortunately now you've got Norwich Nighthawks in that confident mode, where they know they're probably up unless they dramatically mess things up, and look like they're off the bat. They're throwing 3 balls at Elliot Webb, making a statement.
Will happily play aggressive around that neutral zone and throw the singles that he needs to.
Very good single, but unlucky. And when you're doing things wrong and the luck goes against you, it's not going to be your day, is it?
That's it. It's that high risk, high reward that you should have been after a couple of sets ago.
Yeah.
We're now in that sticky situation for Spartans that you're looking at playing these sets and you want to play them out, but it's also you've got to win them while you're there.
Yeah. And if Spartans could have thrown singles like this consistently, then we wouldn't necessarily be in this situation. But that's 2 great singles from Matt Manns and from John Wilkie just now. At players that have already taken catches this game. So
3 minutes and 10 left on the clock, so almost impossible. It is impossible, really, in terms of when you look at it and how long sort of sets can be played out for. Obviously, we have those 3-minute timers. Ball pops up, and of course does not catch that one. Sometimes when you're in that position, you're popping the ball up, but if you aren't securing it, your teammates are.
Yeah. I've had a few of them, which obviously goes to show that it does work. Great catch from Matt Manns. Want to look at finishing this off now, going to 7 points on the board, and hopefully just finish it off with another 1 or 2 wins to make it a bit closer.
You asked what Spartans NBA scored. 13 all it was.
Yeah.
You recorded it, right?
Yeah, I think Elliot or Wilkie would have.
And they all get put up on their retrospective YouTube channels.
Yeah. I'll be up on our channel probably at some point. I'll also be on Elliot Webb YouTube.
Do you have a Spartans channel?
Yeah, Leamington Spartans on YouTube.
Nice little plug there, Sam.
Yeah.
I've
Check
plugged
us out.
Rangers already, so.
Rangers TV.
Yeah, it is Rangers TV. Sometimes with added commentary.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that post commentary, isn't it?
That is post commentary. It just means I have no life outside.
I missed the vlogs.
The vlogs.
The vlogs. Bring back the Rangers TV vlogs.
There was. Have you actually watched them?
I have been sad enough to watch them.
We were talking about them because I wanted to do sort of them in when I was in Canada and in Netherlands. It's so hard to like record it all, and I want to enjoy a bit more about the holiday.
Yeah, you want to take it in. You don't want to be around the cameras. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like where I was with Sam in Italy, it was easy because we were like sort of there as like the duo. But sort of now it's come, now it is, and I'm not saying that we've got commentators throughout. I mean, at Euros it was only me and everyone filled in, but Worlds we have a full team, so it's almost like there's so much of it.
As the sport progresses, you'll have more kind of
100%. And there is almost that we have a live stream for this. And at Worlds, I believe that's how it will work, is there'll be a live stream team. And
one thing also to look out for is Alex Such. He was following the England team.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
See
a little inside information, he's already been asked next year, do you know? By Austria, apparently.
To create yeah, which is good. I think something like that, he knows what he's doing.
Oh, 100%.
Great quality. And obviously I think there's still a lot of post tournament stuff that he needs to do, like interviews and like Drive to Survive, access all areas.
And that is how you get so many more people into sport. You see how much traction F1 has picked up over the years. F1 has picked up over the years in terms of that Drive to Survive sort of post-match, post-race, I guess, content. It's more, and it's the lifestyle. It's not all about. It's hard because as dodgeball progresses, it's as much as you enjoy the dodgeball, it is also sort of the character 15-7 final score, but a lot about the characters, and you follow the characters that are within. I guess say characters, but
and that's what
the personality.
A lot of different characters, a lot of different kind of things that go on that people outside the sport wasn't necessarily aware of. So it'd be good to make them.
Maybe we could do sort of maybe this is like I'll talk to Alex maybe next. I know he still wants to play, but we can get some videographers that we do a Drive to Survive, sort of a Super League special, and you have 10 episodes, and they all follow a Super League team in the week, and that's maybe we're going to look into it. I'm going to look into
like that. You need someone external.
Yeah,
you need someone with no responsibility other than that.
Yeah, because Alex, he can dedicate his time, but also he is limited because he plays.
That's the same with the stream. Obviously, now we've figured out kind of
a team basis,
team volunteers, which are working really well. But if you didn't do that, I think the other route would be
external.
That's the only thing.
Then look into cost. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is no reason that we could not get an editor. And although the videography might not all be the same, each week you had someone from that club that did a team, and then you looked at sort of that was edited by the same person. So at least it somewhat followed a storyline.
Yeah. I think across the board,
this is a project in the works. This is on paper, but I think we can get this going. If we get the ball rolling and we look into it. But anyway, that is the end of Men's League One here on this court. Next up, we've got Women's Super League.
For anyone interested in Court 1, we're currently looking at Beagles 14, Bees 10.
They were 12-2 down at the half.
And they were 12-2 down. So Bees have had a little bit of a resurgence. Looks like. Not sure how long's left on the court, whether it's already wrapped up. 14-10, so.
But so we'll head off now. The next game on the court is Raptors versus Sheriffs, the Women's Super League. While you're here, make sure you subscribe and like while you're here, and we'll be back very shortly. Welcome back to Women's Super League here at St George's Park, ready for round 2 of Women's Super League. Sheriffs against Raptors this first game. So game underway, middle ball is picked up by Sheriffs, but not a clean flick back, so they'll opt towards the slow start. So both teams, none with a successful hit, and as we say that, the first hit and the second hit, a successful one from, oh, you're lovely and sweaty. Welcome to the microphone.
Hello, Greg. Hello, everybody.
That was a close game from what I saw. You were 12-2 down at the half.
14-2 down.
Yeah, and then it was 16.
14-12. We won the last set.
Last
yeah.
set.
So
you wanted to play out that last set. Anyway, we're here for Women's Super League. Sorry, I know, it would cut you out.
I'll stop talking now.
Yeah, but a good start from Raptors.
A few new signings from what I can see. Oh.
Yeah. I think a couple new signings throughout. Obviously, Raptors, newly promoted team, up from Women's League 1.
Out there.
Yeah. Looking to go for that catch early on. Probably not always the smartest one. You're looking to probably fish down low.
Big free throw from Lauren.
And there you go. There were 2 players down to start the set early on, but now Sheriffs have played the smarter card and they're now that 1 player up.
I think it's wise to throw 2 balls in the women's game. Often as it does.
Oh, a successful one there. It's a weird one. It's so mixed in the women's game that sometimes it follows that the men's game in terms of the tactics.
Oh,
and there you go.
Missed timing of the plays.
Missed it. Not on the same page there.
You coming out with as many cliches as possible?
Always. You know me.
That was bad for it. V2 scenario. Look, you'll see a lot of free throws in this situation. We'll see one now.
Technology. The catch.
Oh,
not sure. Ref's decision. They all come in.
Very close.
It's always. Is the easier call, and I know, the ref's job is always a hard one, but is the easy call catching out? It's always like the easy one, isn't it? It's like, oh, if I call catching out, then everyone will be
Everybody
fine with
wins.
it. Everyone, yeah.
It's easy, but that's why you bring the refs in to discuss it, because if anybody thinks that it's a clear catch before a hit or anything like that, it makes a big difference.
Yeah. Hit no cap.
Ooh, big call. That's a very big call. And that's why you bring the refs in.
That was the end of the set.
Well?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes.
That's why it was a crucial decision, even more than usual. But the first set picked up by Sheriffs, a team that hasn't always been at the top of Women's Super League, but they've definitely been in that higher portion of.
They usually give every team they go up against a really good game, and last season it just seemed to miss out in a lot of games by 1 or 2 sets. A lot of quality in there, some international experience across the court as well. That can be the difference between a win and a loss. Good dodge from Kat. Oh, big catch. And Stafford take control of the set. Number 15, I haven't got the list of names to be able to give you that.
Well, I can't remember her name, and it's really gonna. She used to play for England.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. And then she like gave up. She went into like long distance running and like weightlifting.
Wow, that's brilliant. Oh, that's a huge catch from Lauren.
Holly Edmonds, that's her name. There you go. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, I do remember them.
A good couple of catches, but despite the catches, both teams even in this second set.
Oh, huge catch. Stafford take control. 5-3 up. That's how quickly it can change again. Catches both sides. Great block from. I realise I can't just say Lauren anymore, can I?
Yeah. But it's those single ball catches, especially like we were talking about earlier. You said, is that 2 ball a good decision to have? Well, certainly in this game, definitely a yes, because of how many single ball catches are getting picked up.
Absolutely. We've seen so many fantastic catchers come. That's why the 2 ball has to be implemented more in the likes of the men's game. Oh, that's a brilliant strike. Sheriffs take control. Poor communication. I think they had 4 balls and ended up throwing.
I think that's sort of the defining factor in this game so far. Both teams playing very good dodgeball, both taking catches, but Sheriff's that small bit of tactics.
Oh, the rebound catch.
Yeah.
Great when it's for you, but it's awful when it's
you
against
hate
you.
it. It's the worst thing.
Yeah.
But
so
when
many games have been decided by a rebound catch. It's unbelievable. Oh, brilliant. It's a big 1-for-1 for Stafford. We'll finish 2-2.
Yeah, both teams take the 2-2. After the both teams having 2 players on, both teams take 1 set point to the score in this game. 3-1 to Nottingham Sheriffs. Fan of the new kit from Nottingham Sheriffs?
I do like it.
Yeah.
I do like it. Very clean.
Better than what they used to have.
The forest.
Yeah. The amalgamation of different greens. How many greens can we fit on a kit?
We all know I'm a big fan of green, but I think it was even a bit much for me.
Yeah. You find that in the women's game, a lot of people panic on their track back and they like to throw one a lot more.
Yeah, I've seen a few times where they try to do like the overhead as they're backtracking.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it being effective enough to think it's a good enough tactic to use regularly. Once in a while, it can catch people off guard, but I personally won't be using it anytime soon.
Keep that one in football, I guess. But catches galore throughout this game.
I've lost count.
Oh, too many, yeah.
It shows the standard of catching, because a lot of the balls are coming in really, really like precisely together, and they're still being able to pick it out.
This game, I'd say, probably has more catches, or it's coming close to the amount of catches I've made in my entire career.
Yes, there's been more than 3.
Okay, all right. Now there's another one. Now it has. Now it has. The women's game is normally known for a lot more catching, especially, you know, when you're looking at those single balls. There's another single ball. That's a hard one to, you know, when it grazes you, right? That's the worst one.
Especially if it's the pimple as well, I always call it, but there's definitely an actual term. I've taken one of those before, and I literally couldn't play the rest.
I had one at training. Literally, I didn't even see it. It rebounded, hit off someone. I was sat on the.
You weren't even on court.
No, that's the worst thing. Turn around and it like grazed my eye. Oh, it was awful.
Oh, those are.
Yeah. Defensive, we call them.
It was, but the timing was a bit off, and even a defensive throw against Lauren could end up with a catch.
Yeah.
You need to make sure the timing.
Got to keep her eyes up.
Oh, that's a huge hit. That's why you've got to keep your eye on court at all times. I got punished for it earlier on. You may have seen.
Now Holly Edmonds with that run up against Lauren Hems, both. Lauren will happily take that draw.
This is a very tight game. 2 draws already. Don't normally see that. Oh, timeout called. I'm actually a bit surprised by that time. What would you be saying if you in Stafford right now?
I think just carry on playing the way they've been playing. I don't think any team has been played bad dodgeball, and you know, despite the score being 4-2, it's been very close, and a couple of maybe catches, a couple of decisions that just making sure that they're playing smarter dodgeball, I guess, and making sure that when they're up in these sets, they're closing out the sets rather than giving away too many catches.
I think if actually Stafford, especially with their defensive 2-ball throws, the timing was a bit better. It could easily be 4-2 in their favour, maybe even 6-0. Those 2 draws could were them throwing it away rather than domination from the Sheriffs.
As soon as the timeout started, it feels like it's gone so quickly. Both teams only get 1 timeout in the game, as opposed to the new world rules, I guess, of 2 timeouts.
Yeah, but they're also longer halves.
Yeah, 20-minute halves
rather than 15. Well-placed timeout can make a huge difference.
Oh, it does, yeah. It stops any momentum that you've picked up. And I think that's such a key factor that a lot of teams don't talk about.
Absolutely. Like, I've seen a few teams who were absolutely like 10-0 up or something like that, still also taking a timeout just to try and slow down the game. Play out those sets and make sure that the other team aren't able to take as much time as possible.
But 5 balls in the hand of Sherry's. You never want to really be facing 5 balls, and they all come at one target.
Fantastic dodge.
Good dodge, but also probably not the best group throw.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
There was a lot of places where she could have been hit, and she took herself in very nicely, reacting to it rather than just making the dodge and letting what happens.
So Sheriff's been very dominant in that opening set after the timeout. They're the hardest ones, you know, when you expect the catch, you know where it's coming, you've set yourself so perfect and it just like falls out your hands.
Oh, was that
feels like my entire career.
It's those ones where you think you've already caught it before it's in the hands, and you just kind of, you always react to move forward because you've made the catch and it just pops out. That's why timing is so key in this game.
And as effective as some timeouts can be, sometimes they hinder you in so many places. It's sort of that you call the timeout, you think, oh, all right, we'll come back, we'll get into this. But it's also, you know, you've given that team an opportunity to also rest up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about the mentality of the team coming back onto the court. You need to be setting yourself, getting ready to get back into the action. Sometimes some people take a while to get back into the game. You need to make sure that's eradicated.
Thomas not quite found her catching rhythm that she's ever so used to in this game.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen her in sorts of games being the one that takes the big catch to change the game around. She's usually like the big energy on court as well, so losing her can make quite a big difference in the crowd squad.
And if the timer is correct on your on screen, there is about 5 seconds left.
And that's a big hit. 4v4. Did you pause it for the timeout?
The timeout might not have been paused, and there's another hit. So Raptors are one.
Technology is great. Oh, a huge double hit from Stafford.
And this would have probably been the result. That would have been the result that Raptors were after that timeout, but they didn't find it. Sheriffs fought that first set after the timeout, but they do pick that set up, and that is 6-4. With not long left to go.
Big block from Edmonds. Keep on.
And Raptors, despite them picking up that set, they go into the final set, and Sheriffs take it. So 8-4 at the half.
8-4. Sheriffs looking very good. The timeout, and make the timing of the throws is a lot better. The timing of the fakes is a lot better. They're not showing who's throwing as often. That can make all the difference.
Next game, Bedford Eagles, Valkyries.
That could be a big game.
No, we're on. I think I just muted it a second ago to talk to you, but it's all working.
He muted it a second ago.
It's Tom. I know, no Tom. But a good game so far.
Been very, very tight. 2 draws. And then 2 wins for Sheriffs, 1 for Stafford. Stafford easily could have won a few sets. They were 3 players up. Arguably poor, but turned it around. Timing of throws, gave away too many catches. Just a bit of fine tuning, and Stafford could easily come back.
And that is what they'll learn over the whole of the league, whether they learn it sort of quicker rather than later, I guess, in terms of when you come up from League One to Super League, no matter what sort of in men's or women's, there is such a huge gap in that.
Absolutely. Whenever you're bringing in a couple of new players as well, it's all about embedding them into the team, getting that team chemistry going, getting really tight early on, makes up the difference. You'll probably see them play better and stronger throughout the year. Be interesting to see who's going for like the mid-table spots. There were so many that were going for last season. 5 teams potentially could have won it in the last
Leeds in the last week, yeah. It's mad, crazy.
I've never seen that before.
No, I've never seen it. I think League One men's was like 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3, yeah.
I mean, this year League One men's will be very, very close. We were saying like literally everyone could beat everyone.
We've seen so many upsets today alone. There could have been another upset as well.
Yeah.
Every game's coming down to like 1, maybe 2 sets. Don't often see that in many.
That's back underway for the second half. Sheriffs up that 8-4 after a timeout called by Raptors in the first half. Sheriffs actually took advantage of that, so they've still got a timeout in their back pocket.
Well, I think middle line was called there as well for Alex.
That's a heartbreak.
Yeah, especially Stafford really want to come into the second half and try and get a big win to pick up. This set will make all the difference. Being 3 away in the second half is quite difficult to come back from. Big block. Stafford will just want to stay alive and try and see the big opportunities to take out the Sheriffs players.
I think for Raptors, trying to play that slow game works for them a lot more. They've obviously got...
Definitely.
They are going to be facing back wall now, so they can't be aggressive as much as they wanted in terms of the throws.
No, they also really like to... Like, whenever they make the good decisions, that's whenever they take out the big players. They don't want to get drawn into giving away 5 balls. Lucky there for Mia. Oh, big cross-court shot.
They're the best ones.
Absolutely.
I love the cross courts.
You always watch it back, don't you?
Yeah.
Stafford seeing the set, just pushing away from them. Catch will be needed very soon.
So the good hold from Sheriff is that micromanagement of tactics that they're after, and they have just done that. They've got 4 balls now. And
Ellie Ford last remaining for Stafford. Lower from the Buds there, she can definitely take a catch. Big dodge. Waiting for the balls to come into her hand now.
ball blocks. Interesting
Big
from
defense.
yeah.
I think Catherine knows that Ellie's a big catcher, so that defensive throw, try to kill time, keep the lead.
It's that throw within the valid distance.
Absolutely. Really, really smart, and that's experience showing through. A lot of new players would tend to like still go for the hit. Big free throw from Ellie. That shows experience from Sheriffs there, that set.
Yeah.
Because they've now killed 3 minutes of time, taking a 3-set lead, and making it very difficult for Stafford to get back into the game.
And despite normally where you'd like to throw through sort of their pre-throw, that one there is probably a smarter one to actually hold back.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes, you know, when you throw like after you've been hit, it doesn't come out full power. And like you're saying, they'll happily take those yeah.
You've accepted your fate before you're even hit.
Yeah.
I've been on the wrong end of that throw many a times.
That's just today.
Yeah, I'll be absolutely dinged my left foot whenever I try to take a step forward.
I've seen, to be fair, I've seen about 3 toe shots on you today.
Greg just wants me to leave at this point.
Cherish yet again pick up that 3 ball. So just a little reminder, after this game the stream will stop and then they'll start a new one, so if you are confused why, you just need to refresh the page. Normally they split it between each section, but Alex wasn't about.
Our producer was off.
Yeah.
Gallivanting.
But a 1-for-1 trade, plain dodgeable, how dare he. A 1-for-1 trade,
allowed.
yeah. Oh, and there you go.
Brilliant catch. We were talking about it earlier on. Catherine Thomas is a big danger on court.
Yeah, she made that one early on in the second half, and then she just made another. It's that momentum you want to take for yourself in terms of taking those catches.
Very unlucky block from Catherine. But she was just about to regain control as well.
So, yet again, Sheriffs in this second half have started to really look dominant in terms of that micromanagement. It's the sets that they're happy to play out. They know their slow game is far better than Raptors.
But the Sheriffs being a lot more aggressive with their 2 ball throws as well, which has been a big difference.
A free ball attack, yeah, really nice, perfect timing, perfect accuracy. You can't ask for much more when you're trying to play aggressive. But Sheriffs have the time in their ear, and it's played out perfect for them.
Stafford maybe should have thought about going for 2 different targets to try and level the set out, but
it's that high risk, high reward that everyone's after.
Absolutely. I think Mia was doing a wee bit of a dance there before the start.
Just about 8 minutes left in this second half. And as the time ticks down, Raptors have to start looking for a more aggression and a 1-for-1 trade. So
If you were Stafford, would you think about trying to be more aggressive, or do you still try and play your own game and just?
I think if this set you know, you start playing this set out. If it starts dragging on too much, you've got to start changing up your game. You need to start playing aggressive. Those 2 ball attacks have to come in a lot more. You're playing against net, but it's that risk that you're going to have to start taking.
We're trying to win 4 sets in 8 minutes. You know, we've got to have some quick sets if we want to come back.
Sheriffs probably know that on their mind, that if Raptors start
gaining momentum. I think Sheriff still have a timeout as well, which I imagine will come into play at some point.
I think if Raptors win this one or the next one, as in both, Sheriffs will pull the timeout. Sheriffs happy to throw single balls.
This is where the experience across the board in Sheriffs really comes in.
Yeah.
So much of dodgeball is like a chess game where you just have to be really...
That one step ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Very close to a ball retriever.
And will the aggressive running counter does not find the target.
14. England. Maybe just reset the knee.
I reckon so. The knee pad adjustment mid-set is so crucial. Fake with no ball in hand is an interesting one.
I'll be honest, I've definitely fallen for that trick before.
You just fell for that trick there and you're not on goal. Oh, the chest pass of dreams.
Big set victory for Stafford there.
And despite them, they take that set, despite them taking that set, they're happy to play the timeout as well. So
the big win for Stafford. Time is now going to be what they have to keep an eye on. This is where the coach/timekeeper's job comes into play.
Minutes 20. Too little, too late?
I think they need to start. Don't be afraid of giving away 5 balls. You'd rather go out trying to pull it back. If you're already 3 sets down with 5 minutes or 4 minutes even, I know set difference can make a big part of it, but if you've got a chance to come back, take it. Gotta go for it.
So obviously Raptors wanted to play aggressive there.
Yeah.
Now it gives Sheriffs the 4 balls. And that delayed ball from Rich comes in.
Huge hit from Lauren there as well.
Yeah.
Caught her off balance.
And it's sometimes that fake from the other side that you're looking for that gives you that extra bit of promise in terms of, it takes the eye just away for a second. Lauren Hems obviously takes advantage of that. We know what she can do, and she's such a great international dodgeballer.
Really good at taking advantage whenever somebody's caught flat-footed, put their weight in, right in front of them. Really good at spotting it and taking advantage. It's such a quick wee throw that she's very accurate as well.
And Rose and Hems on that right side, that 2-ball attack on the same page. Great timing. They still get upstairs. Getting food up. We're just sorting out lunch arrangements. Maybe we are, yeah. Maybe while Domino's are listening to this, they could sponsor me pizza. That 5-ball diet that I'm after.
You're like the Weatherspoons. Got your table.
I just give my address and I'm just going to start getting random deliveries here. Throw back to when this is like outside of Dodgeball from time to time. We like to talk about a weird and wonderful thing. Did you ever watch that stream that I did where we did random deliveries? It was me, Lazy, and Steve.
Oh my God, yes.
I ended up getting like a Subway with like jalapenos. Subway with like jalapenos in it. That's all I got. And like vegan cheese.
I would love to be the worker that sees that from their play. Who is bonkers enough to be ordering that?
Yeah. Anyway, not long left of the set. The catch gets made, and as much as Raptors can try and do, Sheriffs have really taken this second half by storm, and they've played very smart and great dodgeball.
It's just that experience that's really shone through for the Nottingham Sheriffs, I think. So many smart decisions. They knew when to be aggressive and when to play defensive. Oh, brilliant catch from Hannah. Might be wrong on that.
On the left or right?
Yeah, left.
Let's go with Hannah. Ems pops up.
Oh!
Yeah, she's got out.
He released before the catch, so it should be a hit on the swing, right?
I don't think it hit her in the air.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Another big catch from Hannah.
Yeah. Catching out.
Oh, unlucky.
And that does mean there will be a final minute set.
Minute set. This is where the set point difference can make a big change for both of their leagues at the end of the season. You know, we've all seen how tight this league can be. Every set matters.
That final set underway. And Raptors do not make a successful hit from that 2-ball attack. And with 32 seconds left on the clock, single ball comes in, deflection, nearly gets the hit.
Fantastic blocking. Lauren Cooper. So usually so difficult to stay alive in that scenario. We've got so many balls coming in so many different directions.
And Hodley Gedling goes to the catch in the second half, not quite been as glorious as the first. And there you go, that is time. Sheriffs take that final set. The final score, 18-6. A great game, very close in the first half, but Sheriffs really started running away with things.
Yeah, definitely, but both teams can be proud. Stafford had some really fantastic sets, and a lot of them came down to the wire. You know, if the 2 draws go in Stafford's way, that could be a completely different game.
Yeah. But now we'll be heading into the end of the stream, and then if you just refresh the page, you'll be able to find the stream heading back, and while you're there, just click subscribe.
Give us a subscribe.